festival. You are listening to SGFR, podcast radio for the festival. Now broadcasting highlights and top picks, your tasty, tantalizing tease for this coming year.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with some degree of excitement and apprehension that I have the one and only James J-Dog Benison in the interview suite with me. And his main reason for being in here is because he's leading, heading up, guiding, facilitating, and generally being an amazing person with regards to the infamous RPG Glade, to be a part of both Strange Games Campout and Strange Games Festival. James, is that okay as an introduction, or should I play it down a bit?
No, I think you should play it up more, if anything, and let's just really try and stress the J-Dog thing, because I want that to become a thing.
Okay, J-Dog, my man! What? Sorry.
J-Dog, can I just say, we haven't decided how we're going to run the Festival RPG Glade yet.
That's cool.
If it really works for the campout,
right,
we might do it the same way.
I was wondering. I thought I'd missed a conversation.
No. So I think if you just only talk about the campout at this point.
100%. Yeah, that's all I was going to do, don't worry.
Right.
Because we might, for instance, at the festival have Matt doing the organised play again and James running the rest of it if he wants to, or it might be an utter disaster and we will never talk to James again after the campout. So who knows?
But at least we'll have these recordings to remember when we were all friends.
Oh, yeah.
As we performed being friendly. Yeah. Right. James, tell us something about RPGs and the Strange Games Campout that's going to be alluring, interesting, informative, or just generally something that you make up that people can listen to.
No problem, Andy. I'll say some stuff and you can edit it together to be coherent. You're welcome.
You overestimate my abilities, but do carry on.
So I've been coming to Strange Games for a fair number of years now, and I'm an avid RPG player, GMer, and last year was fantastic at the main festival with Matt running the Adventurers League D&D. In the RPG Glade, and Laura does a absolutely amazing job having all of the organising everything on the website and people booking things for the campout, because it's a bit more of a sandboxy, find your own adventures type thing. We won't be having the organised online booking up games like we have done at the festival. So it'll be a little bit of a simpler thing because they brought me in to do it, so it'll be dirt simple. But I run an RPG meetup in Brighton, which I took over from Simon, who used to run it many years ago. Yeah, it's very popular, and we help find people to find games and help GMs to find players as well. So we're going to be running something very simple. Friday night, Saturday morning, maybe even Sunday morning as well. I'll be having a scheduled time for people to come and meet other role players. I shall be giving GMs a chance to stand up and pitch whatever game they want to run and when they want to run it and how many people they want to run it for. And everyone else who's there, the meetup, all the other players, can then afterwards go and mingle and try and schmooze the GMs into letting them have a spot there. And my job as a facilitator is just to make sure that everyone plays nice and that everyone gets a chance to find the game that they want to play over the course of the weekend. Obviously, we'll also have the Discord, I'm sure, for any stragglers who can't make it to the RPG meetup that we'll be having at the campout. But I think it's so nice every time I've run a meetup, just having a lovely community of people who get together. And generally what will happen, I imagine, if it's anything like the one we run in Brighton, we'll have like 5 to 10 GMs stand up and pitch something, and then everyone just hangs out for an hour or so afterwards. And then in that hanging out part, people will go like, just start to talk and be like, oh, maybe I'll run a game for you. Should I run a game for us guys? And it's always so nice and a really nice community to have. So yeah, that's what I will be bringing to the campout.
That's amazing. Oh, Simon, you wanted to
Now,
say something, I can tell.
Yeah, or you can ask the question. So, James, what different games do you expect to be played?
Oh, that it is very hard to predict this sort of thing. I know from experience there's always going to be D&D because it's the big one. So I'm sure there'll be lots of D&D being ran. But oftentimes people will run a lot of cool and wild one shots. Classically, people love playing 10 candles in the woods in the dark. I know I've run it for the past few years,
What an
and it is
experience.
Scary Mary. Yeah.
genuinely, it's one of the most memorable experiences of my role playing experience life. It's amazing. So I'm sure some people will be running that. Hopefully we will have some people running some Powered by the Apocalypse games, because I love them. They're great storytelling
And
ones.
surely there's got to be Dr. Madnechan's.
I have run that for the last 3 years now, and honestly, it's hilarious.
I just love wandering past when you guys are playing that and catching the most ridiculous snippets.
It's like being
sounds great.
like in a fever dream a lot of the time running that game, and then you think back and go, "What were we
Exactly.
talking about? That was nonsense. What was that?" I was playing a wheelbarrow with donuts for wheels. That what? It's a very
I
strange.
remember that one.
It's a very strange game. Yes, yeah, you were in that one, Andy. Indeed, a lot of one-page RPGs do get kind of thrown around as well, which is great.
Oh,
Can we ask Kiri to run Signs again, because they did such a good job and people loved that?
Oh, if Kiri is coming, I'm sure they will be running many silly games if I know that.
yeah.
I have a little bank of one-page RPGs that I like to throw out there, like Jason Statham's Big Vacation, which was a huge hit. I'm probably going to be running Slug Blasters this year.
What?
It's a game that's been made quite. In recent months, it's been made quite famous because Quinn's Quest Reviews, the very big YouTube channel, reviewed this game called Slug Blaster, and it's basically a mixture of kind of hoverboarding. It's like a hoverboarding simulator, but you hoverboard through different dimensions, and then have to fight gigantic insects like slugs or flies that can see your different multiversal selves and rip you into different versions of yourself. It's an insane game, but I've played it a few times, and it's weirdly super emotional and really fun and super simple to play. So I'll probably be running a one shot of that.
Sounds
as well.
amazing. And you're not the only one running. We're going to corner Frank onto the show in some future point to talk about the new Terry Pratchett thing that's just come out on.
Oh yes.
Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, no, and Frank is a lovely human as well. So can't wait
Not
to
only
hear
that,
about
there'll be other RPGs that we'll be trying to corner. Actually, whilst we've got people listening, I'd love to plug the RPG clearinghouse activity that you do. Tell us more about that. When is it? Where is it? How can I come along? And people might be interested as well.
Absolutely, yes. So we run it once a month. Normally the start of the month. It's in the Walrus. We take over the basement, the Tusk Club, because it got so popular that they gave us a really big room. If you join, there's a Discord channel. There's you can find us on Meetup, and the date is often a Monday, but it kind of changes depending on availability and that sort of thing.
And I commend.
Actually,
sorry,
So if you search for Brighton Role Players on Google, you will find the Brighton Role Playing Games RPG Meetup, which is us.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Just trying to think of the easiest way for people to say something. Or we could put it in the show notes.
That's probably the easiest way. And then the link for the Discord is on there as well, so you can find.
And I commend it. I commend it to you. I joined that little group, got into a really excellent D&D group, and we ended up playing Curse of Strahd, a long, epic journey into the world of vampires in the D&D setting that was scary and nefarious. And shout out to Alexi for running that. And
it is the meetup genuinely is fantastic, and I'm going to plug it again because it's my little baby now, and like we have people who come and they found a group and they love that group, but they keep coming back to the RPG meetup, not necessarily to find other games, but because it's such a nice community and they just want to hang out with all the new friends that they've made. And I'm hoping that the campout is going to be something similar. If people come on the Friday and we hang out for an hour or so and just socialize with other people who like role-playing games, that they can come back on the Saturday, the Sunday, not necessarily to find more games to play, but because it'd be a really nice group of people and you'll make new friends and meet new people.
Who wouldn't want to do that, unless, of course, you are socially inept and really scared? And I think I'll edit that bit out.
Oh, I
you
will
stop talking about me.
I will interrupt you there. Like, we have a lot of socially inept people who come to these things, like Simon and Andy.
Thank you. I feel so seen.
As someone who is like you, and you won't believe this, an introvert who learned how to look extroverted and use that as a defense mechanism. I'm very good at finding the quiet people and making sure they have a good time without putting in too much pressure on them. Just making sure that they find their game, find their people if they want.
That's brilliant.
Perhaps it's worth saying, and correct me if I get the terminology wrong, so whatever. It's worth saying all our events very inclusive, both for the LGBTQIA plus, or also for the what's the best term, queer or LGBT or
I would
don't know. I tend to just use the full acronym.
I sometimes use the term people.
No, I just want.
I'd use the acronym.
Okay.
If I were you.
All right.
So it's worth saying that all our events, the festivals.
Yeah.
I just thought it was worth saying all our events, the Strange Games events, James RPG meetup, and the Brighton Pub Ball Game is another, are all very inclusive, whether you are neurodivergent or LGBTQIA plus, then we're very welcoming.
To coin a phrase,
is that a bit too worthy? But I do think it's important.
I think it's important. The only people that we don't welcome, to coin a phrase by Simon, is our dickheads.
But don't forget the rule. Don't forget the Strange Games rule. Don't be a dick.
Brilliant. I'm going to share this with everybody. The last year, when we did a whole tranche of podcast shows in the run up to last year's Strange Games Festival, the most popular of the shows that we did was the one that I did with James. And the main reason for that, I believe, is because we didn't talk about what we were there to talk about. We spent most of the time telling really bad jokes to each other and telling each other they were really funny.
That is true. Yeah. We really, it really helped my self-esteem that whole episode.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Yeah, it was just to say jokes and be like, "We're great, aren't we?" And then having no one there to say, "Yes, you are." No one.
Well, the fact that you're saying we're great, because I don't feel that. I mean, I think you're great for sure. But
I mean, I worry that people enjoyed that episode because, or people listen to it because, you know how like certain newspapers will put like rage bait like articles in so that people come out just to listen to it, to go, "Oh God, I disagree." I'm worried that because I may have said some quite disparaging things about a certain popular role-playing game, that people may have listened to it just to be angry at me.
Surely not.
Surely not. I was trying to think of something there, but my brain went blank.
No, I didn't receive any threats at the festival this year, so that's all I can
I'm
hope
slightly
for.
disappointed. Because I invited people to not only like and subscribe and press the bell button, please do it, but not for my sake, because I really don't care, but also to accost you at the festival. I remember saying, find James J. Dog Benison and accost him and say, "I do not agree with you, you mangy."
I know. I remember you saying this now. Actually, thanks for that, mate.
You're welcome. This is what good friends are for.
And Laura's mum punched me in the face.
I'm going to say it again. The mind boggles.
That's great. With that in mind, let me tell you what ChatGPT, by the way, ChatGPT does not know how to do jokes, tells me about a phonological ambiguity and double entendres. It says, what happens when a wizard runs out of spell slots? And apparently the answer is they're completely disenchanted.
Oh.
Which works as a joke, it tells me, because it has the double meaning of losing magical power and feeling disillusioned.
I feel disenchanted now.
I think I kind of threw up a bit in my mouth.
But do you know what's sad is that I can totally hear you, Andy, making that joke.
Ouch! Cut me forth. Do I not bleed? It's better than Laura's joke. Laura's face which was to inform us that duck-billed platypuses or podes are the only creature in the entire world that is capable of making its own custard.
Oh,
I mean, this was a throwaway sentence. You're the one who's brought it up far more than I.
Well, I'm deeply troubled
You're
by
really
it.
traumatized by that factoid.
Very, very much so, yeah.
Would it help to know they're
Anyway,
also venomous?
Oh, I
So
was
it
going
would
to say
be-
that.
What?
It's
I think this. We need to have an intervention because there's something wrong with the duck-billed platypus in general, and I think
I know, what's it up to?
it just needs to have a good look at itself. Like, how are we classifying these mammals these days? Like, if the duck-billed platypus can be let
it's a
in.
marsupial.
There you go. It's a marsupial.
Apparently, I heard that it's the only mammal that lays eggs.
There's two.
Oh, God. Scientists, if you're listening to this,
It's also,
Just-
as Laura
just
was
sort of-
saying,
sort
the
of-
only venomous mammal.
Oh,
gee,
Yes.
I needs to take a good, long, hard look at itself.
so the essence.
Maybe it's got
No, I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'll be the one to say it.
say it.
You're
Yeah.
going to start beef with the platypodes.
No, with all
Just all
scientists.
scientists. Yes. go on
Ah.
then. Do you include social science?
We don't want
No,
any
no.
more experts.
Yeah, we've had enough about them. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, if you get some more rage bait, this is what you get me in
Yes.
for, right?
Okay.
So this is how it works. James, you're the source of the rage bait. And because the essence of comedy is basically tragedy plus distance, that's my purpose.
Good. I can't wait for the James Benison memorial episode of this after the scientists get me.
After the platypuses and the echidnas gang up on you.
Oh,
Now there's an image.
You do know our Laura is you do know our Laura is a bit of a
I
scientist.
know.
That's where the hatred of science started, obviously, for James.
I believe you may
I
have
was-
letters after your name, Laura.
I do. I have several.
I mean, we've all got letters after our name.
Yeah, but they usually spell a word in my case.
it's Simon KFC.
What, as in battered and chicken and
No, Key Festival.
Chairman.
Chief.
No.
what?
Key Festival.
Crusty.
Yeah, chairman. Crusty.
food.
Clown.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. I could only think of one C word, and I'm not allowed to say it on this podcast.
Does it rhyme with Laura's?
Yes, it did, yeah.
You've been listening to SGFR, the podcast radio channel for the Strange Games Festival.
This season's hosts have been James, Laura, Andy, and Craig.
And if you'd like to come on the show, message us on the festival radio channel on the Strange Games Festival Discord server.